Never ignore a warning from a stranger at an airport, because what a cleaning lady showed me that day changed everything I thought I knew about my marriage. And honestly, I'm still shaking. My name is Helena, and 3 months ago, I was supposed to be on a flight to Cancun. My husband, Marcus, had surprised me with this trip for our 5th anniversary. He booked everything, drove me to the airport, and even walked me right up to security. He seemed nervous, but I just thought he was sad to see me go for a week. I was so wrong because I never actually got on that plane, and the reason why is going to chill you to the bone. Let me take you back to how the day started. It was a Tuesday morning in September. I woke up so excited. Marcus had been planning this vacation for weeks. He kept saying I deserved a break, that I was working too hard at the hospital where I'm a nurse. He insisted I go alone, saying he couldn't get time off work. At the time it seemed sweet, thoughtful even. We left the house at 6 a.m. for a 9:30 flight. When Marcus loaded my suitcase into the car, I noticed his hands were shaking a bit. When I asked if he was okay, he just smiled and said he'd had too much coffee. Fair enough, we've all been there. The drive to the airport was quiet. Not that comfortable silence we usually shared, but something heavier. I tried to make conversation, talking about the beaches I'd visit and the food I'd try in Cancun. Marcus just nodded, keeping his eyes glued to the road. His jaw was tight. I could see a muscle twitching in his cheek. When we got there, he insisted on parking instead of just dropping me at the curb. He said he wanted to walk me in and make sure check-in went smoothly. Again, I thought it was just him being protective. We'd been together 7 years, married for 5. He'd always been that way. We checked my bag, and Marcus stayed right by me the whole time, his hand on the small of my back. The check-in agent smiled at us, probably thinking we were just another cute couple saying goodbye. She had no idea what was really going on. Neither did I. After I got my boarding pass, Marcus walked me towards security. That's where most people say their goodbyes, right? But he kept going. He walked me all the way to the line, and that's when I started to feel it. Something was off. His goodbye was rushed, way too rushed. He gave me a quick kiss, barely looking me in the eye, and said, "Have a great time, I'll miss you." But the words felt empty, like he'd practiced saying them. Then he practically ran for the exit. I stood there for a second, totally confused. My stomach felt weird, but I brushed it off. I told myself he was just being emotional because I was leaving. I turned toward the security check, ready to go through. That's when she appeared. An older woman in a cleaning uniform. She had gray hair pulled back in a tight bun, and these piercing blue eyes that felt like they were looking right through me. She was pushing a cleaning cart but stopped right in front of me, blocking my path. "Don't get on that plane," she said. I blinked. "Excuse me." She said it again. "Don't get on that plane. You need to come with me. There's something you have to see." My first thought was that she was crazy. You know how airports are, lots of strange people. I tried to walk around her, but she grabbed my arm. Not hard, but firm enough to stop me. "Please," she said. "I know how this sounds, but I've worked in this airport for 23 years. I've seen a lot, and what I just saw, you need to know." There was something in her voice, maybe fear or urgency, I don't know. But I stopped trying to leave. "What are you talking about?" I asked. She looked around to see if anyone was watching, then leaned in close. "Your husband? The man who just left. I saw him in the parking garage, and he wasn't alone." Моё сердце ушло в пятки. "What do you mean he wasn't alone?" She told me to follow her. Every instinct told me not to follow a stranger, but something stronger told me I had to. So I did. She led me away from security, through the terminal, past the cafes and crowds. She moved fast for her age. "Where are we going?" I asked. "Parking level 3. We took the elevator down. My mind was racing. What did she see? Why was Marcus on level 3 when he dropped me off? Nothing made sense. The elevator doors opened to the smell of exhaust and concrete. The cleaning lady led me past rows of cars and then stopped. "There," she said, pointing. At first, I didn't get what I was looking at. It was Marcus's car. Our car, the black Honda we'd just driven here in. But Marcus was supposed to be gone. Except he wasn't. He was sitting in the driver's seat, and he wasn't alone. There was a woman in the passenger seat. A blonde woman I'd never seen before. She was young, maybe 25, and Marcus was kissing her. I felt like someone had punched me in the gut. All the air left my lungs. My legs went weak, and I had to grab a concrete pillar just to stay upright. "I'm so sorry," the cleaning lady whispered. "But you had to know before you got on that plane." I couldn't speak. I just stood there, watching my husband kiss another woman in our car. The same car we'd been in an hour ago, listening to music and talking about how much he'd miss me. They didn't see us. We were far enough away, hidden by other cars. But I could see everything. The way he touched her face, the way she smiled at him. And then it hit me. This whole trip, this gift. It wasn't because I deserved a break. Marcus was sending me away so he could be with her. "How long have you been watching them?" I managed to ask. "About 10 minutes, she said. "I was emptying the bins when I saw them. At first, I didn't think much of it, but then I remembered seeing you two at check-in. I recognized you and realized that woman wasn't you." I nodded slowly. My throat felt tight. I wanted to cry, but the tears wouldn't come. I was in total shock. "What are you going to do?" she asked. Good question. A part of me wanted to run over there and scream at him. But the smarter part of me knew that wasn't the move. Not yet. "Can I borrow your phone?" I asked. She handed it over without hesitation. I took several clear photos of Marcus and the woman together. Proof. I'd need proof. Then I gave it back. "Can you send those to me?" I gave her my number, and she sent them right away. "Thank you," I said. "Thank you for stopping me." She asked what I'd do now. I thought about it. My bag was checked. My boarding pass was in my hand. Marcus thought I was about to be in the air. He thought he had a whole week to do whatever he wanted with this woman. "I'm going to let him think I got on that plane," I said. The cleaning lady looked at me with respect. Smart girl. I asked if there was somewhere I could hide for a few hours so he wouldn't see me if he drove past. She took me to a staff break room on level 2. It was for employees only, but she let me in. "My shift ends at 2 o'clock, she said. "I'll check on you before I go." I told her I didn't even know her name. "Dorothy," she said. "I'm Helena." "I know. I heard your husband say it." After Dorothy left, I sat there trying to process everything. My husband was cheating. That was clear. But for how long? And who was she? I looked at the photos Dorothy sent. Crystal clear images of Marcus and his girlfriend, because that's what she had to be. You don't kiss someone like that unless you're together. Then I noticed something. The woman was wearing a necklace, a silver one with a small diamond pendant. I zoomed in and my blood ran cold. I knew that necklace. Marcus gave it to me for our 3rd anniversary. I'd lost it about 6 months ago. I'd searched everywhere and Marcus had even helped me look, acting just as upset as I was. Except he hadn't lost it. He'd stolen it from me and given it to her. That's when the tears finally came. I sat in that break room and sobbed. Not just because of the cheating, but because of the lies. The calculated, deliberate lies. He'd stolen from me. He'd planned this trip to get me out of the way. He'd looked me in the eye and lied over and over. I don't know how long I cried, but eventually, the tears stopped and a cold, focused anger took over. I started making a plan. First, I had to find out who she was. I looked at the photos again. She looked familiar. Then I remembered Marcus's Instagram. He didn't post much. But maybe she was in his followers. I found her 3rd row down. Her name was Jessica Hartley. Her profile was public. I spent the next hour scrolling through her feed and learned everything. Jessica was 24. She worked at the gym where Marcus had a membership. She'd been his personal trainer for 8 months. 8 months. Her Instagram was full of photos of them together. She was smart. She never tagged him or showed his full face, but I recognized his clothes, his watch, his hands. There were photos of them at restaurants I'd never been to, at a cabin I didn't know existed. One photo made me feel physically sick. It was from 2 months ago. Jessica was in a jewelry store trying on rings. The caption said, "He said he wants to make me his forever." Marcus was planning to leave me. This vacation was just step 1, getting me out of the country so he could probably pack his bags and file for divorce while I was gone. Well, now I had a plan too. I called my sister, Rachel. Helena, aren't you supposed to be on a plane? She asked. I told her I needed her to pick me up and not ask questions until she got there. Rachel didn't hesitate. While I waited, I called the airline. I told them I had a family emergency and couldn't make the flight. They were understanding and said I could rebook later. Then I called the hotel in Cancun and canceled. Next, I texted Marcus. Just boarded, taking off soon. I'll text you when I land. Love you. He replied immediately. Safe flight, babe. Love you too. I just stared at the message. The casual way he lied. It was terrifying. Dorothy checked on me around noon. You okay, honey? She asked. Not really, I said. But I will be. I'm going to make him regret lying to me. Dorothy smiled. It wasn't a happy smile, but the smile of someone who'd seen this story before. Men like that don't deserve mercy. Rachel picked me up at 12:30. The second I got in the car, I showed her the photos. By the time I finished the story, Rachel was gripping the steering wheel so hard her knuckles were white. I'm going to kill him, she said. Get in line, I replied. I stayed at Rachel's apartment. Marcus thought I was in Mexico, and I needed to keep it that way. We spent the afternoon planning. Rachel is way sneakier than I ever gave her credit for. She suggested we create a paper trail. I posted a photo I'd taken at the beach last year and tagged Cancun on my Instagram story. Marcus liked it within 5 minutes. Then Rachel suggested we hire a private investigator to follow Marcus while I was away. It was expensive, but as Rachel pointed out, I was about to get a divorce and needed all the evidence I could get. I called a PI and sent him Marcus's photo and our address. I'm on it, he said. For the next few days, I stayed at Rachel's, eating takeout and trying to pretend my life wasn't falling apart. At 7 p.m. that first night, Marcus called. Hey babe, he sounded so cheerful. How's Cancun? I forced myself to sound normal. It's beautiful. I'm on the beach right now. I'm so glad you're having fun, he said. What are you doing? I asked. Oh, just got home from work. Probably gonna order a pizza and watch the game. The house is too quiet without you. I miss you. I wanted to scream. Instead, I said, miss you too. I gotta go, the sun is setting and I want to take pictures. I hung up and felt sick. You're a better actress than I thought, Rachel said. The PI called an hour later. Subject left the house at 7:15. Picked up a blonde woman. They're at a restaurant called Rossi's. I've got photos. Rossi's was one of my favorite places. Marcus took me there on our second date. Now he was there with her. The week went on like that. Me posting fake updates, Marcus pretending to miss me while spending every night with Jessica. The PI sent updates twice a day. Monday, dinner and her apartment. Tuesday, shopping, he bought her expensive clothes with our credit card. Wednesday, movies and drinks. Thursday was the worst. They went to a couple's spa. Massages, relaxing in the jacuzzi. The PI got photos of them in matching robes, kissing. By Friday, I had over 200 photos documenting their entire relationship. Rachel and I met with a divorce lawyer named Patricia. She looked at everything and said, this is gold. He doesn't stand a chance. We decided to file on Monday. Saturday morning, I was scheduled to return. I called Marcus. Hey babe, just landed. Can you pick me up? Of course, he said. Heading out now. Actually, I said, would you mind bringing someone with you? Who? Bring Jessica. You know, your girlfriend? The one you spent the whole week with while I was in Cancun. The one you've been cheating with for 8 months. Long silence. Helena, I don't know what you're. Stop. I cut him off. Just stop. I have photos, Marcus. Hundreds of them. I know about the gym, the necklace, the cabin, Rossi's. I know you were planning to leave me. So don't insult my intelligence. I could hear him breathing hard. Where are you? He asked quietly. Wouldn't you like to know? Here's what's happening. I'm filing for divorce on Monday. My lawyer will be in touch. Don't come get me. Don't call. Don't text. We're done. Helena, please can we talk? No, I said firmly. You had 8 months to talk. You chose to lie instead. You chose to steal from me. You chose to send me away so you could play house. Those were your choices. Now live with the consequences. I hung up and blocked him. Rachel was standing right there. How do you feel? Honestly? Free. The next few weeks were chaotic. Marcus tried to reach me through friends and email, but I ignored it all. Once he saw the evidence, he tried to claim it was a mistake, but 200 photos over 8 months isn't a mistake, it's a lifestyle. He eventually signed the papers without a fight. He knew he'd lose in court. The settlement was more than fair. I got the house, half his retirement, and half our savings. Jessica dumped him the day he told her about the divorce. Turns out she didn't want a free man. She wanted a married one. Funny how that works. I sold the house, too many bad memories, and moved closer to the hospital. I'm starting over. I'm dating again, nothing serious, but I'm open to it. I'm not letting Marcus make me afraid of love, but I'm definitely trusting my gut now. Sometimes I think about Dorothy, the cleaning lady. I went back a few weeks later to thank her properly with flowers and a gift card. She hugged me and said she was proud of me. You know, she said, I almost didn't say anything. I almost just let you get on that plane. I'm so glad you did, I told her. She saved me from wasting years of my life on a lie. She showed me the truth and gave me the chance to take my life back. Looking back, that day at the airport was the worst and best day of my life. Worst because I was betrayed. Best because I found out in time to protect myself. If you're watching this, trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't ignore the red flags and don't be afraid to start over, even when it's scary. And listen to strangers sometimes. Dorothy was a stranger, but she became one of the most important people in my life because she cared enough to speak up. If you ever see something wrong, be brave enough to say something too. You never know whose life you might change. As for me, I'm happy. Genuinely happy. My life is real now. It's not a performance. It's just mine. And that's worth more than any fake security I had with Marcus. So, what do you guys think? Was Helena right to handle it the way she did? I'm dying to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let's chat. Also, tell me where in the world you're watching from. If you found this story as wild as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe to join our community. Make sure to turn on notifications so you're the first to know when I drop a new story. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.